Hey everyone, it's me Jessie, and this is part 2 to my last video where I taught you how to use lacrosse balls to release some common areas in your mid and low back and your hips that can lead to low back pain and tightness in your hips. So once you're finished releasing all the tension, or most of the tension, and creating some more space and circulation in those areas, it's time to stretch them out. So you may need a strap, and then you're going to need your mat and the floor. We're going to first start by stretching out your QL, your Quadratus lumborum. In the last video, I said the QL was responsible for forward folding. I completely confused myself. It is responsible for forward folding if you are stretching it. If you are engaging the QL, it's actually for extension. So when you sit up tall, and as well as mentioned side to side movements, your QL is being involved. Okay, so lifting and extending your back, that's what the QL is for when it's contracting. But when you're folding forward, your QL is relaxing. And this is what we're going to do here, forward fold. You're going to have both your legs out in front. We'll make it more of a passive stretch. So you can just soften up the legs, soften up the knees. They don't have to be locked out. You'll feel the stretch in the hamstrings as well. But you also want to relax the lower back, and that's where a strap or a belt might come in. You're going to loop the strap around your feet. And you can move yourself forward to see how your flexibility is like. Now, of course, if you're a bit more flexible, you can start to drape yourself over the leg. Allow the back to round, okay? And once your back rounds and you start to expand that back, the mid back and the upper back, you'll feel the stretch in the QL. Especially if it's really tight, you'll feel it a lot more. I'll go to the side to show you. I'm going to use a strap and pull forward. Now, again, if your hamstrings are a bit tight or your low back is really tense, you can bend your knees and you can even round your back this way. And you may not even need the strap for this. Just for the whole back side open up. You would hold these postures for maybe 30 to 60 seconds. And then I'll show you one more to stretch out your QL. So it's called Revolved head to knee pose. You're going to bend in your right knee, extend the left. This time I want you to flex your left foot so that your foot your toes are pointing up and your knee is supported, your hamstrings pressing into the ground. You're going to lift your right arm up and then start to lean over to your left towards the left foot. With your left hand, you can place it on the opposite leg, or if you're a little bit more open, you can just rest it on, or maybe grab your block for some support and give yourself a little rest. So you really want to try to open up your chest and look up to the ceiling. Keep your bicep close to your ear, and if at any point your arm's getting tired and this is too intense for your arms and your neck, you can wrap the arm around the back and place it on your lower spine. Or so you can grab the foot. And you just lean back a little bit more. One more modification you can do is to come up and take your left hand and grab the outside of the right thigh and lean back a little bit more. So you're literally facing away from your left leg. So you really want to try to keep both your sit bones down and avoid having this right sit bone lift up with you. You want to pull the area long and straight. If your hip lifts up with you, your whole body is just moving and you're not doing that stretch or creating the tension anymore. And then you can come back up. And of course, we have to repeat and do the other side. Once I fix my head back. So bend your left knee, extend the right, and you can do the same thing. You can start with the last option I gave, wrapping the left arm around the back, grab the outside of the thigh, look up and lean back. Away, so you're looking away from your right leg, flexing your foot. It's like you're not going to have it, just not having it with your right leg. If you want to keep going, you can let go of the right arm. Then you can do the arm overhead. So these are all just options. Revolved head to knee pose. Don't worry about grabbing the foot. That's not the point here. We want to stretch out the side, your QL, and the back. Keeping your sit bone down. Right back here. Feel a nice pull. Okay, and those are your QL stretches. A couple more stretches that we'll do may indirectly stretch up the QL as well. So the next two stretches we're going to do, we'll focus a little bit more on your TFL and your glute med. So the first one is the half lord of the fish pose. So from where you are already, left knee's bent, you can cross your right leg on top. So your right foot is on the floor. Try to press your right toe down so you're not up like that. Okay? You're going to press that down. If you feel your right hip bone hiking up and you can't even out those sit bones on the floor, grab a block, elevate yourself so that it's a little bit easier. You want to have the sit bones level, okay? So choose your options. Having the right knee up, and you can take your left hand and grab that right knee towards you. Take your right hand up, and then start to spiral to the right. Start to twist from the torso. Pretend someone's scooping you from the left and right in the midsection, and then lift. So you want to make sure the twist is coming from the midsection first, the middle of the body. You're not just twisting your shoulder and looking over. Okay, so this is why I want to have your right arm up in the air first to really focus on the twist, the spinal twist. And then from here you can place your right hand down. And then continue to pull. If you want to go a little further, maybe hook the elbow. Continue to breathe there, and then we're just going to switch sides. So cross your right, bring your left leg over on top, press that left big toe on the floor, square off the hips. And you can get into it the same way. Or you can actually have both hands up and then twist to ensure, again, you're not cheating by pulling on this leg too much. Don't rely on that right away. Twist, and then come right around. Try to keep your spine tall and roll the left shoulder back. And if you can't quite find this connection here, just grab the knee and lift the chest. Feel the twist all along the spine. And at any point you don't feel it, just see if you can wiggle around a bit and find it there. Because most oftentimes we're trying so hard to get into the stretch because we're trying to hook it across. So you don't want to overcompensate. Just do what you can, use your blocks. These blocks and props will enhance your posture. It doesn't mean that you suck and that you can't do it properly. It's to enhance your posture so that you get the most benefit out of it. So there's no right and wrong. The only thing is that you just want to make sure you're doing it in a safe manner. And then the final pose for your TFL and your glute medius would be gate pose. So you're going to come onto both your knees, about hip distance apart. You're going to extend one leg out. So let's start with my left leg. You can do your left leg or mirror me. And there are different ways to do it. You can have your toes facing the left, or you can have your foot parallel with the mat. So different areas of stretch. If you do this the parallel way, you'll stretch out the inner thigh as well. And there's just different ways that people have taught it. So you can try both. I'm going to do it this way because I'm actually really aching for a hamstring stretch as well. You're going to reach your arms up. Inhale. Push your hips to the right. So don't sag. Okay? So you're going to just hinge at this hip here. Hinge. Okay? So there's a difference between hinging because your core is still engaged and your obliques are engaged as opposed to sagging. Okay? So hinge at the hip. Let the left hand drop down to the thigh, or the shin, sorry, and then reach the arm up. And you can keep reaching, depending on where your flexibility is today. And really feel that stretch all along this body here. It's almost like doing triangle pose. Your back foot can be, your toes can be tucked or flat. Okay, in case any of you are wondering. And feel that stretch all along the side. Inhale to come back up, and we will just switch sides. On the other side, I'll do it the foot parallel to the side of the mat way, just so you can see. So you want to make sure you notice how I wasn't like this. Notice how I tilt my pelvis underneath right away to keep a neutral spine and a neutral pelvis. Okay? And then you're going to inhale and then reach over to your right. And hinging at the hip. Stretching it out. You can go a little further if you like. Keep pushing out with the hip. So your goal is not to go all the way down to the foot and then this happens, okay? You want to keep the chest open and keep opening the side of the body. Continue to push the hip out if you notice you're going back. Okay, so keep it out here so your hips are stacked over the knees or in the same plane as your knees. And then when you're done, you come back up. Make sure you maintain your breath in all the postures. So I hope those were helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.
Hi everyone, it's me Jessie. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like, comment, and share it. And you can follow me on Instagram at @LamJessFit. And you can also download my free newsletter to get free menu plans, workouts, and stretches at my website, www.jessielamfitness.com. I'll see you in the next video.